I'd like to welcome you to Visible Inc.'s first annual reading of Patient Works. I'd like to welcome to the podium Visible Inc.'s founder and visionary, Judith Kelman.
Since we came online in 2008, 150 patients have enrolled. In that short time, these extraordinary men and women have produced over 1,500 pages of written work. In 2 years, this program has grown from an idea to a busy, energizing enterprise. Last week, we welcomed our 275th patient. We now have 27 amazing volunteers.
To date, over 500 patients have enrolled. They have produced over 15,000 pages of written work.
I overheard them arguing once.
Oh my God, Shirley, live a little. You're such a bore.
I am living, Tammy. I just do it with less unnecessary movement. I don't need to bounce from one thing to the next. You're young. You'll learn. Life is hard, and so are you.
He's been through acculturation classes and learned to use American vernacular by saying things like hook, line, and sinker. Although when he says it comes out,
hook, light, and singer.
I said, did you realize so much had happened? Do you even know? I went to reach for you, but you evaporated when I put my hand out.
There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill.
He clipped the tuft onto his head and began smoothing over some of his remaining strands so that it blended in with his own, giving him a nice full head of hair. Impressive.
We thanked our ancestors. The next morning, we heard you were born. When we saw you, we named you Mapula, Mother of the Rain.
I went to the internet. A high PSA can happen from trauma, a digital examination, or too much sex. How could you have too much sex?
I became a regular at local movie theaters. Margaret O'Brien was one of my favorite actresses. She sure cried a lot.
The coach had been making fun of my baggy board shorts all season. Now it was my turn to have some fun. I wore a tiny pink Speedo to swim practice. The coach laughed. It had been 3 years since I met the coach during my winter of chemotherapy.
AML, acute myeloid leukemia, is what they told me I had when I was in need of your long, beautiful, pregnant hair.
Drawn to my 10th floor window as if by a magnet. I look past the 5th story rooftops, hungry for the East River. Not a river at all, really, but a tidal strait of unbridled energy.
I mean, whether it was Sal's or Vinny's or Joe's, I was there. I hung out with Donna Bonifino and Roseanne Tagliero and Angela Valdetti. It was an Italian neighborhood. They knew pizza.
My medicine made my hair fall out partially. My mom got a razor so that my grandfather Lynn could take me to a barber shop to have my hair buzzed off. I had to have my own razor because with leukemia, you can't fight off germs as well as healthy people.
Now, playing Fantasy Funeral, I lingered on the eulogies, hearing Bridget and Jenny describe the fun we had vacationing in St. Bart's. I jettisoned the children's choir in favor of Paul Simon.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
This was our El Morocco and Stork Club. And like those more illustrious counterparts, the Bamboo Garden only exists today in memories.
Your husband got an enema and blew it out. Your husband took a shit.
Enema! Enema, yes! Shit! He feels much better!
Dear God, I thought.